if you're raising a male child and it didn't work out with you and your baby daddy, and so you're raising a son or sons, right? Everything that your son is learning about how to act, he's getting the majority of it from you. You are a female. So unless your objective, your goal in parenting is to get your son to learn how to operate mostly like a female, you need to get him around positive male role models. You need to relinquish control and allow your son to go spend time at the barbershop on Saturdays, motherfucking going and cutting grass with a family member or two, or a community leader, being involved in some sort of group or program where as a woman, you are not in control. This is why there are so many men that are okay with women leading them. This is why there's so many men now that they respond to chaos and conflict like a female would. This is why there are so many men, and I want y'all to peep this. This is directly why there are so many men that they cannot have a man-to-man conversation with another male and resolve it without trying to fucking kill them. Females, when we're upset, we go to emotion first. It runs us. It drives us. We are more in tune with our emotion. When you raise a boy child where all he knows is how a woman responds to conflict or uncomfortableness or anxiety or chaos, guess what? You raise him into a grown man that when things start to get uncomfortable or chaotic or stressful, he operates like a woman. So he's a male with the emotional state of a female. And I don't give a damn what y'all say. If your children are around you the most and they're mostly getting your ways and you are a woman, this is what you're programming into them. Now let's flip it to the other side. Females, right? You want your daughter to pick up the feminine and female traits from you, the strength and the embodied strength of a woman, right? But now peep this. If all of my upbringing as your daughter, I don't know what it feels like to be corrected, chastised, criticized, resolving conflict with a man, what is going to happen when you throw me out into the world and I'm only used to resolving conflict with women? When I get on jobs, when I try to be in relationships, when I try to make friends, associates, business deals, coexist in a church environment or anywhere where it is not just a woman giving her 2 cents, I'm going to respond to the man as if he's a woman, or I'm going to retreat and go into victim mode because this feels so fucking uncomfortable. You have to teach me both. The world is made up of both genders. Do y'all understand what I'm explaining?
Yes.
You can tell yourself whatever the fuck you want, but if you pause and look at your upbringing, if you didn't have consistent interaction with a positive male role model, or hell, a male in general, right? You grow up and you develop a one-sided view of the world. Didn't we just put on our list that we want our child to have a clear understanding of the world and how things work, economics, finances, things of this such? You can't get that in a world that is ran by men and women when you've only had life experiences with women the majority of the time.
Oh my God, I love you. You are telling the truth. When I was in high school, I was running track. It was ran by a man, of course. And like, he was screaming at me, and I felt like I was a victim. And I went and told my mom, and she was like, he should be up there screaming at you and like that.
Come on. Bring it full circle.
Not because I wasn't a good runner, but because I couldn't handle it. And I went to her, and she had a man in her life. So it was like,
bring it full circle. Bring it full circle.
And he did nothing wrong to me.
Yeah,
He's like, that would have bettered you, but you quit. That's your choice.
Do y'all understand that there are so many people that have been in situations where, similar to her, they made it seem like somebody was doing something to them, all because they were uncomfortable with the experience they were having, and not because something was being done to them or they were being violated. I've never fucking experienced this. The minute a man tried to exert some sort of authority in our household or with my mom, she got him the fuck up out of there. So So the minute a man says something to me or tries to exert some sort of I'm going to get him the fuck up out of there. And if I can't physically get him the fuck up out of there, I'm going to act like something is being done to me. It's important that this clicks for y'all so you can understand I cannot have my children just stuck up under me all their fucking life. They have to develop resources and a balanced sense of how the world works by dealing with both genders. This is all the more reason, Nia, for you to call your baby daddy and make sure he is clear. Listen, regardless of whether you come or not, I want to go on the record telling you I need you here. I cannot raise this child by myself. And even if he doesn't end up being the person that you raise the child with, understand and stand on, I cannot do it. This narrative that we can do it by ourselves, here go the reality.
Yeah.
You can do it by yourself, but you're not really doing it. You can do it by yourself, but you're not raising a well-rounded, productive member of society if they don't get that balanced upbringing. So now I'm going to tell y'all this. You hear from a lot of people that talk, well, I was raised by a single mama and I turned out good. If I break down your upbringing, you're going to tell me experiences you had where you got around someone other than just your single mom. So shut the fuck up because you're not even disagreeing with me. I talk to men that, well, you know, I'm a college graduate and I was an athlete and I was raised by a single mother. Sir, you had mentors and shit at school through sports that were males. You weren't just raised by a single mother. You were raised by both. It might have not have been your daddy, but somebody played that male role in your life. That's why you turned out well, sir. The product of just single mothers nowadays, them the ones out here killing each other. Fucking, you can't get through to them. They cannot process relationships from a mature space. They process their emotions all like a woman does. Because that's all they know.
I just wanted,
go ahead, Nia.
And I just wanted to say, you spot on and you giving it to me the way I need to hear it. Because my mom, she's still pushing this narrative because she raised us pretty much by herself. And, you know, I keep telling her, like, I don't think this is right. Like, I'm like, this don't feel right. And she's like, well, me and your stepdad are here. So, like, you know, you'll be okay. And I'm just like, that's not, I don't know. I just keep telling her, like, that's not cool. Like, his dad need to be here. And I'm like, he a man. So I'm like, I'm pulling on old coworkers, friends, any male that I could think of, like, you know, if I got questions about, like, you know, hygiene or, you know, like, if something happens with his penis, because I don't have a penis, you know, like, can I lean on you? I'm like, and then I'm low-key getting, like, looks from her, like, that's weird. And I'm like, it's I don't know, trying to break these generational curses and do things a different way, too, is being met with resistance. So it's stressing me out a little bit.
I'm telling you, Nia, it is stressful and it's tough and it's unfortunate. It's unfair for us, but it's the reality of what we in. And this is why you as an adult, you got to build resources outside of your parents' message to be able to get more of a growth and forward progress support system. The other thing is with parents, sometimes you have to pull their card, right? So if I have this conversation with my baby daddy and he expresses that he's not going to move where I'm at and actively focus his attention on me raising this child with him, let me go, mama, and now let me use your boyfriend. You mentioned my stepdaddy. I'm going to come in and I want my stepdaddy to get daily time in with my son. I want to drop this baby off over here. And I want the baby to mostly be with your man, Mom. With your man. Not you, Mom. I'm already a solid female attachment to this child. I want to bring my baby over here because you said you're going to do it with me, right? You said that me and you in this together. My only goal in this is to make sure my child don't have to be his dad. I want my child to have some sort of male attachment, right? So he feels securely attached. And when he grow up, he can have a balanced upbringing, right? So I want to use your man. I want to every day in place of my baby daddy come over and utilize your man to spend some time with my child. What do you have to say? Can I borrow your man? Most of the time they ain't. Most of the time they man ain't. We got to start really waking up and realizing these are my choices. This is my life. I I need to make decisions and stand on them based on what I know I need for my child. And we have to stop signing up for these fucking struggle testimonies when we don't need to. My kids know one of my favorite lines when it comes to them trying to solve stuff: get somebody else to do it. Call somebody else. Call somebody else. So it'd be stuff that I could actually do. I want to see you utilize somebody else besides me. Everything can't be just on me and done my way. You have to get some different ways of doing things. Call your granddaddy. Bitch, call your daddy. Call your stepdaddy. Call your uncle. Yep, call Uncle Chuck. Call somebody. Get somebody else to do it. I need them to be okay with articulating their needs to somebody other than just me. I understand that I am not enough for one human being to get everything they need to thrive in this world. You're not going to get it all from me. I don't represent all the different things that you're going to be up against in life. You got to make that checklist, and you got to say, regardless of how tough or how easy it is, I need to make sure all these boxes are checked through conditioning and programming my child to have the correct information in every area. And I love that it's a number of y'all in here that are willing to be honest about the misinformed information you got. I love it. I love that one of y'all was honest earlier that I had my baby not because I felt like I was ready to have a baby, but because my mama made me feel like I needed to have my baby. I have a family member that's going through that right now. In no way, shape, or form is anything about this person reflective of needing a child right now. But through religion, the Lord gonna be mad at you if you have an abortion. Through if I were you, I wouldn't do that. Through, well, here's what happened and we'll help you do this. And I'm knowing she's signing up for a struggle because they ain't gonna do what the fuck they said. I'm watching the contradictions. Like, y'all sit and say he died for all of our sins. So if she did this other sin, somehow she going to hell because you don't want her to do it based on whatever part of the Bible you decided bullshit. But when these are the people raising you, look what you up against.
And like you said, they glamorize the single parent struggle.
Yes.
That's one thing my mom told me when me and my oldest son's dad broke up. Oh, you'll be okay. You know, you're in school. You know, you're going to make enough money and this and that, you know. Yep. But like I told her, even though I'm doing something, you know, I'm doing it, you know, I'm thankful, but it doesn't, it's unnecessary, you know. And so they don't understand because from my perspective, I look at it as, you know, these are just the consequences of the decisions I made when I was ignorant. You know, and so. But
I'm gonna take one better, Liz. I'm gonna cut you off and I'm gonna take one better. It ain't the consequences of you being ignorant. Similar to my family member, you was led that way. You was led that way. A motherfucker took your hand as your guardian, as the people that you viewed as somebody, and led you into a fucking struggle. And I'm going to tell you this about human beings. We don't like to be the only one. So most of these hoes running around screaming, you'll be all right being a single parent. They don't want to be the only bitch running around with 3-4 children and doing it by themselves. So guess what? They want you to repeat the same cycles they repeated. Because if you talk to a motherfucker like me, bitch, it's a lot of us. We had kids for whatever reasons. We told ourselves, or rather, and bitch, we still ain't all right. They said it's gonna be all right. 20 years later, nigga, it still ain't all right. 5 years later, it still ain't all right. 13 years, it still ain't all right. You told me back when I was 17, 18, 19, 22, it'll be all right. I kept my baby when I was your age, it'll be all right. It was never all right for you. You just telling yourself this to make yourself feel better about the dumbass choices you made. We need to start being real. It is generationally cursing one another to keep repeating these cycles where we get pregnant, tell ourselves, I'm going to have this baby no matter whether there's a father around or not. Move forward, fuck these kids the fuck up with this single parent mentality, the same way we was fucked up with the single parent mentality that we was raised on, and it keeps repeating. Then we complain about what's in the dating pool. But when you ask the niggas that you dating about their upbringing, they was raised by a single mama like you raising your children. They sit around and they do statistics in jail, right? They do prison statistics, right? And they ask prisoners on a large scale, did they come from a two-parent household or a single-parent household? The single-parent household that the majority of them come from, was it male-headed or female-headed? It was female-headed. Female-headed single-parent households are responsible for the majority of niggas locked up. And then you get online and you say, girl, you'll be all right. You have your baby. It's statistically a fucking lie. We ain't all right. It ain't turning out all right. Men are walking around, and as soon as me and Ryan or William disagree, I pull the pistol, I kill that nigga dead. That's how I resolve conflict. Because I'm so overwhelmed with emotion as a male. And I saw my mama get in that space, because women, we like that. But the difference is we're emotional by nature. So when we get that worked up, we don't process that worked up the same as a male. A man processes that much heavy emotion and they turn aggressive. They turn hunter. They turn killer. They turn a nigga that you need to turn the gun on because he gonna do something to you. We not all right. The shit ain't all right. So you got men, when you say, hey bro, let's get off the internet. I'm gonna set up a meeting with you and him. I want y'all to sit down and talk, right? You might even get some young niggas to agree. We get in the room, nigga get overwhelmed with emotion. Now we want to kill this nigga. Because guess what? They ain't never been around no older men that taught them how to process their feelings as a man. They ain't never been around no men that can tell them, listen, this is America. You're a black man in America. It's certain things you can and cannot do. Certain way. And as a woman, a black woman, we can't tell them that. We don't know that feeling. We don't know that experience. And instead of us as mothers saying, it's things I don't, baby daddy, I don't fucking like you when it comes to a relationship. You were a terrible boyfriend, baby daddy. But bruh, it's some things I can't teach my daughters or my sons like you could teach them. We need you. But instead, we holler everything gonna be all right. We don't need a nigga for nothing. And telling ourselves it's okay and it's not. Just look the fuck around. It's not. As soon as we stop valuing marriage, as soon as we stop valuing the idea of a two-parent household or two people raising the kids, is the minute you see what the fuck going on with this younger generation. They don't want to hear shit. Disrespect me, kill you dead, nigga. Women, we ridicule one another so much nowadays. Getting raised by solely a female, missing that other side where you get the love and affection from a male. So we grow up and we do everything we can. We exploit our bodies, we exploit our minds, we exploit our life testimony to get attention. And the minute nowadays you post a photo or a video, who are the ones that are most critical to us as women? Because it ain't men. Who the ones zooming in on the pictures, on your toes, on your ass, on your waist, on your hair? Who the ones doing that, commenting, ooh, her wig, her lace showing, ooh, look at them shoes, they too little, ooh, bitch, she like she had surgery, ooh, look at her belly button, that's one of them BBL and tummy tuck belly button. Who the fuck is doing that to us? Niggas ain't going around saying, oh, I don't want to get no pussy from her, I don't want to be in no relationship with her because she got stretch marks. Niggas ain't saying that. We've now evolved into a culture of women because we being raised by women that were neglected that attention in their upbringing, and we taught to be so critical. When I tell y'all, if I do a Zoom on mother and daughter relationships and the toxicity, that bitch will be full. You know how many young girls I talk to that they in competition with their mother, or they feel like their mother is in competition with them. They fighting and fucking on the same niggas. They at each other's throats. They can't have conversations. Even while the mother is helping them, they're at odds. To the point where I feel like my mama turning my kids against me. I feel like my mama is using her role as a great. I feel like my mom. Do y'all understand what I'm explaining? We ain't all right. And it's going right back to what I'm explaining about upbringing. We need that balance. If you know like I know, you'll be trying to make friends and build relationships with positive male role models. You need that balance. Even just to bounce ideas off of a man and get an idea of how they think. Everybody ain't gonna be good at everything. So some people may suck at intimate relationships, but that doesn't mean that everything else around the board they're not valuable for. This shit is a problem for male children and female children. It's a problem for us. A lot of us, when we look back at our upbringing, this same shit I'm talking about, we went through it. I done talked to so many older mothers and younger girls that fought their mama. Fought their mama. All out fist fought. Missing the balance. Missing the balance. Anybody not understand what I'm explaining?